Welcome back, and you're watching On Point with me. And now in the second part of the On Point, we're going to talk about Arvind Kejriwal, who along with Punjab CM Bhagwant Mann and families visited Ayodhya. They went to Ram Temple. Kejriwal has often been seen playing such optics to counter BJP's hard Hindutva. AAP government in Delhi, days before the Pan Pratishtha ceremony, had announced Sundarkand recitations Delhi temples. Every Tuesday or even earlier, AAP had organized religious events in a bid to counter the BJP. During the Dashara address, Kejriwal had said Lord Ram is the ideal for AAP and they want to bring Ram Raj into Delhi. Kejriwal had even demanded in 2022 that images of Lord Ganesh and Goddess Lakshmi be printed on the currency notes. Kejriwal recited the Hanuman Chalisa when he took charge as the Delhi CM for a second time. He also made statements saying he supports Hindutva of Ramayana and Gita. Now, whether you call it soft Hindutva, the hybrid Hindutva, the hard Hindutva, the Kejriwal does not shy away from the issue of cultural expression of the majority population in this country. Unlike Congress, which has been confused when it comes to relationship with religiosity and religion, Kejriwal on the other hand has embraced it. Absolutely. And he has embraced it full on. And a lot of people feel that this neither bothers the minorities who vote for him in Delhi, nor provides ammo to Bharatiya Janata Party, because he is already embracing a part of it. Now people say that, well, it is soft Hindutva, people say it's hard Hindutva, but the fact of the matter is that the Kejriwal is embracing it. And Kejriwal is not averse to it. So let's listen in to two important bites and then we will start a conversation. That is Kejriwal doing what Congress should have done 10 years ago.
आज मैं अपने परिवार के साथ, भगवंत मान साहब अपने परिवार के साथ अयोध्या जी में रामलला जी के दर्शन करने के लिए आए। मेरे साथ मेरी पत्नी, मेरे माता पिता, मान साहब के साथ उनकी पत्नी, उनकी माता जी, हम सब लोगों को आज दर्शन करने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ। और अंदर रामलला जी के दर्शन करके एक असीम शांति का अनुभव हुआ, बहुत अच्छा लगा, उसका वर्णन नहीं किया जा सकता। ये पूरे देश के लिए, पूरे समाज के लिए, पूरे विश्व के लिए बहुत सौभाग्य की बात है कि इतना भव्य और अच्छा सुंदर मंदिर बन के तैयार हुआ है और डेली लाखों लोग दर्शन करने के लिए आ रहे हैं। उनकी आस्था देख के दिल गदगद हो जाता है और मैंने भगवान से प्रार्थना की सबकी सुख शांति के लिए, सबके स्वास्थ्य के लिए और भारत देश बहुत तरक्की करे।
अरविंद जी के साथ, उनके परिवार के साथ, अपने परिवार के साथ आज रामलला जी के दर्शन हुए और बड़ी देर से इच्छा थी, आज आना हुआ। और भारत देश जो हमारा धार्मिक आस्था वाला देश है, यहाँ हर रोज़ कोई ना कोई पर्व, कोई ना कोई धर्म का त्यौहार मनाए जाते हैं, हम सब इकट्ठे जो है मनाते हैं। और आज रामलला जी के दर्शन हुए और यही प्रार्थना की कि देश की तरक्की हो और सुख शांति रहे और सब में आपस में भाईचारा बना रहे, ताकि जो एक भारत एक गुलदस्ता है और गुलदस्ते के अलग अलग रंग हैं और हर रंग, हर फूल का एक रंग है, हर फूल की अपनी अपनी सुगंधी है।
You know, before I go to Ravi Srivastava, Bipin Sharma, Bhanuchandra Nagarajan, you know, I think now there is one thing which is very clear, you know, though we had this graphics on hard Hindutva, soft Hindutva, there is no other way to define it. But I think Kejriwal has, one, embraced the mainstream politics without having problem with it. And secondly, Aam Aadmi Party has never had problem changing or using certain icons at a certain point of time because it was required. First it was Gandhi, in Punjab election it was Bhagat Singh and Ambedkar, and now they have openly embraced, the cultural politics around Ayodhya. I mean to say, a lot of people say that, he has changed goalposts. I would say that this is the way you survive in politics.
Well, who doesn't? And the thing is that, I have personally always believed that if you look at one true inheritor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's politics, I think that would be Kejriwal. Not many in the party, he lacks the kind of resource which a BJP, being a national party, has. Otherwise, he is the one who can give BJP a run for their money. The fact of the matter is, Kartikeya, that he is never confused about the kind of politics he wants to play. And he is not confused about, that to woo somebody or woo minority, I have to completely shun your own religion.
Absolutely.
And so he never confuses between the two. And he never goes to temple only when the elections are around the corner, because he is like Modi, he's a 24/7 politician. If you remember during the election, he's every radio channel you switch to, there would be a political spot which would say, which would end with saying, Bhagwan Ramji, Delhi पे कृपा करेंगे. So he was never shy of openly exhibiting it, because he knows that how he is going to reap the benefit without antagonizing the minority community. The biggest problem for Rahul Gandhi and the Congress party is that they have never been able to decide whether they want to follow hard Hindutva, soft Hindutva, or whatever brand of Hindutva, because they do it with such half-heartedness that it always boomerangs.
I think there is also another aspect
of it. And there's courage of conviction also.
I think it's courage of conviction. I think there is also another aspect of it. I would say, I will go further. It's not about hard Hindutva, it's not about soft Hindutva. When Mrs. Gandhi was going to temples, was it soft Hindutva or hard Hindutva? When Sardar Patel was inaugurating Somnath temple, was it soft Hindutva or hard Hindutva? I think even Jawaharlal Nehru has written that India is a deeply religious country. The fact of the matter is that the growth of the Indian Union, or the growth of the India as a young country, it's an old nation, a young country, it has its own peculiarity. And if someone is embracing the mainstream, I would say that it's not only being smart, but it's also being practical. Let me go across to Ravi Srivastava, because there's a difference between Modi's politics and even the politics of Kejriwal. Modi's relationship with RSS and him being, his relationship with Ayodhya has been far more organic. Kejriwal has developed over a period of time. So, Mr. Srivastava, can we say that AAP is again trying to reinvent itself in this third tenure?
I could not hear your question. Can you repeat it, please?
Is AAP trying to reinvent itself again in the third tenure?
Not at all, Kartikeya. In fact, it is all very natural. I am a founder of AAP, where 320 people had founded the party on 24th November at 2012 at Constitution Club. So it's a very basic principle which follows. Arvind Kejriwal follows even today. I mean, he has not shifted his goalpost or anywhere. He does it in a normal way. His today's visit, he had announced on 22nd January itself. He said that I have been personally invited, but not my family and my colleagues. So he has gone on a personal visit kind of a thing. He took the Chief Minister of Punjab with him, his whole family, his own family. He did not make a political statement about this visit to Ayodhya, neither yesterday nor today. Today, after return, he made a statement that this is how we, our families, went over there, and we did it. There is no, my previous friend was also talking about the soft Hindutva. I mean, you are talking about the soft Hindutva, hard Hindutva, hybrid Hindutva. Nothing like that. It's a normal Hindutva, what you call. A normal Hindu practices his religion like this. That how, whenever the God will call me, I'll go there. इरादे सैकड़ों बनते हैं, टूट जाते हैं, वही अजमेर जाते हैं जिन्हें ख्वाजा बुलाते हैं. So it's a God's call. God called him. He went over there. He went with the family. He does a Sundarkand part. He recited Hanuman Chalisa on his second oath-taking ceremony in Delhi as the Chief Minister. So he is no qualms about it that no, I don't practice my religion. He practices it, but he does not fathers. He goes to the Sikh Gurudwara. He meets the Granthis there. He does a Kar Seva there. He goes to help the imams. So he goes help the mosques also.
Okay.
Or madrasas.
Okay.
So he is very normal.
Okay, fair enough. Mr. Srivastava, you're saying that the movement of Mr. Kejriwal is very seamless. Seamless is the word. Mr. Sharma, Kejriwal has gone there, the Chief Minister of Punjab has gone there. Would you call it seamless or would you call it change of goalpost?
So Kartik, at the outset, let me say, did Mr. Kejriwal have any other option with him than to not go to the Ram temple? You see, because the popular mood of the nation was quite evident and you could not ignore the writing on the wall. And especially, when the India Alliance was formed with so much fanfare and it was overhyped, and then now it is crumbling. So what if we analyze, if we do a critical evaluation, then what is the reason now? Now most of the allied partners are parting, are going their way, and then they are not part of, right from day one, this contentious issue of seat sharing had to be there. So now the answer is very simple, that Arvind Kejriwal, being, he's the Chief Minister for the third time and national capital of Delhi. So, and he ignoring the popular mood of the nation, I think it would have been suicidal. So I think better late than never. But the question is, the $1 million question is it too late in the day? Though his admirers would say that it is never too late in the day to make amends. But then the answer is, would he be able to stop the Modi juggernaut? Because, the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, the way the temple construction has come up. So I think the damage is already done for most of the opponents, because they could not gauge the popular mood. And if you ask, if you look at the other contrarian view, is Modi only talking about religion? He's talking about development also, because the largest vaccination campaign was undertaken in India, keeping in mind the population of the country and the mediocre health infrastructure that we had.
Okay.
So during the COVID outbreak. But then so many other developments have taken place. But one very important thing which I want your viewers to be aware of is that be it the 21st century or the 22nd century or the 23rd century, both the factors, development and religious sentiments, will hold their relevance. That's a given.
You're basically saying faith and modernity, faith and modernity will exist. But Bhanu, there is also one thing. He says that he believes in the Hindutva of Ramayana and Mahabharata. So basically, the bottom line here is that the Hindutva is mainstream. It just entirely depends which part of Hindutva you want to partake. The softer part, the harder part, the middle part, the hybrid part. Hindutva is now the mainstream. Now, if you say, I want the Hindutva of Ramayana, so Hindutva is the mainstream. It just tells you, मुख्य धारा तो यही है अब इस वक्त.
Oh, absolutely, Kartikeya. You would be aware in political theory, there's a concept of Overton window, right? Which is the band within which the public opinion lies. And politicians are usually aware and they actually cater to that band of opinion. And politicians like Kejriwal are aware of that, and that's why he's visiting temples. And from 2014, that Overton window has been moving towards the right, and it's decisively in the right now. Even leaders of Congress party who usually exhibit ostrich-like behavior, they're also doing temple runs. So this is where BJP is not only an actor, political actor, but also sort of become the political regulator, making political parties do certain things. And politically speaking, I think what Kejriwal is aiming is to come out of the parliamentary elections relatively unscathed so that he can fight another day during the assembly elections. Or probably he's aware that the cases against Tahir Hussain and Amanatullah Khan, those might be playing in the Hindu minds, and he wants to sort of pacify it. So I think grassroots politicians like Kejriwal are sort of understand that where the public opinion lies, and I think he's catering to it.
He's catering to it. Bhanu, when Arvind Kejriwal decides that he has to go to Ayodhya, is he going to Ayodhya so that he does not fall into the left liberal category, or is he going to Ayodhya to portray himself as a mainstream political party?
See, the thing is, he doesn't want to antagonize Hindus, right? This is how politics is played, and I think the Congress did it the wrong way by actually sort of totally ignoring it and sort of taking an antagonistic stand. Now, looking back, people will say, okay, so he was not against it completely, and that is sort of the That is sort of the image that he wants to project. I would sort of disagree with what Brajesh was saying earlier in how Kejriwal and Modi are sort of similar politicians. But the thing is, Kejriwal has his style and it cannot be denied. And coming to your party on on Nehru and Vallabhbhai Patel, Nehru will be aghast with the positions that the current Congress party is taking. Nehru was not a total liberal that way. He had elements of conservatism which could be seen in his writings.
Okay. Now coming back to Mr. Srivastav, do you think that in coming Lok Sabha elections, going by the way Aam Aadmi Party is positioning itself, they can go alone, independent of the India bloc?
Absolutely. I think they have made up their mind, and I think there were no talks as such as Punjab is concerned. Delhi, they had some discussion with the Congress, but then I think it fell apart because there was a very hard bargaining. So they are going alone. And one more thing, they have their work to show, whether it is in Punjab, whether it is in Delhi. They have got the work to show. They have they can show their schools, they can show their mohalla clinics, they can show their several initiatives which they have taken. See the Punjab today. I think the kind of work Bhagwant Mann is doing is absolutely wonderful. Making all hospital services or schools or public safety, women empowerment, you name the thing where he is not working. So AAP has got a work to show. Arvind Kejriwal has got a very strong punchline he gives it to the voters. He says, आप मेरा काम देख करके अगर वोट देना है तो देना, मैंने काम नहीं किया तो मुझे वोट मत देना. He goes to that confidence level. Does anybody else have it? Show it on the I mean, आंकड़े अलग बात होते हैं, फ्लोर पे दिखा देना एक अलग चीज होती है कि मैंने ये काम किया है. So I think Arvind Kejriwal has positioned himself very well as far as Delhi AAP is concerned. They have a presence in Gujarat.
But Mr. Srivastav, do you think that Mr. Kejriwal can actually walk into UP's politics? He can go to Ayodhya as many times as he wants. But to do politics in Hindi heartland is a different ball game. If you look at the political success of Kejriwal, it has been in particular areas. Gujarat. He tried to make a foray in Himachal, but I don't know what happened midway. Am I audible to you?
Yeah,
Am I audible to you?
Yeah.
Am I audible to you?
Tell me, yeah.
So I'm saying that Kejriwal has not tasted success in Hindi heartland.
Let me tell you, Kartikeya, as far as Hindi heartland, the UP is concerned, I think Sanjay Singh did a lot of work. They won certain, Sarpanch seats and some few successes they had in some places, but they did not make a big headway into UP politics. That's for sure. No issue about it. But as far as the Hindi heartland is concerned, I think Madhya Pradesh also, Rajasthan they did not fight, but that Madhya Pradesh also they could not make any headway. But then you have to give it's a 10-year-old baby. And a 10-year-old baby having 161 MLAs, some 10 Rajya Sabha members, Lok Sabha members, I think they have made a lot of progress from the scratch which they had started. So a lot of field is open as far as AAP is concerned. They are fielding 3 candidates in Assam this time. They are fielding some candidates for Lok Sabha in Gujarat. They have already announced the person, the Chatur Vasava. So they are working in this direction, and I think they are going alone in Delhi and Punjab. No issue. Some friend was talking about India alliance. My friend is winning Delhi and Punjab Lok Sabha seats, the 20 seats itself is a victory for India alliance. What alliance you want? What for? The common minimum program is there. The common minimum program is to defeat BJP. That's the only program. One line engraved in the stone.
Okay.
They are going to fight for that.
Okay. Let me go across to Bipin Sharma. Mr. Sharma, the top leadership of the Congress party has not visited Ayodhya. This is something to be pointed out. The top leadership has not gone there. State leaders have gone there, but the top leadership is absent. And Kejriwal has made the foray. And he's giving indications that he's also going to fight elections alone. So in terms of positioning, ideological, cultural, organizational, electoral, lines are being drawn by him, one after another.
Absolutely. This is the reason why, Kartikeya, now we are talking about Aam Aadmi Party being the main contender. whereas Congress has always been the grand old party, the grand old Congress party. But then, let us compare masterstroke versus martyr, then populism versus vendetta politics. So when I say masterstroke, that definitely is BJP, Narendra Modi's masterstroke, the Pran Pratishtha ceremony, which actually transformed into a grand event. And on a global forum, it was being watched by millions of viewers, the devotees of Lord Ram. And then you cannot deny the fact that, keeping in mind the ED summons to Arvind Kejriwal, that the speculation is rife that his arrest might happen. So then the question is whether Arvind Kejriwal wants to project as a martyr and then win the sympathy of the voters. That is one thing. And then the popular mood of the nation. So versus the vendetta politics. So because of late, Arvind Kejriwal and his party have been talking about nationalistic agendas, the Desh Bhakti curriculum, inculcating that into the main curriculum. Then, of course, their Master Blaster program. And then they talk about sending the senior citizens to pilgrimages. So I think they are making amends. They are understanding the popular mood. And but then the question is, since elections are around the corner and not much time is left, and how would they actually garner the support of the voters now?
No.
Because
I see. One has to understand. Even BJP made amends successfully.
The question is whether
BJP added Gandhinian socialism in 1918 in their manifesto. It did not work for them. They even lost in 1984. Then came the Palanpur session, Brajesh, and then they realized that this is our vote, Hindutva's vote. So, by Kejriwal deciding his vote in that broader rubric, do you think it's an important shift that is taking place in Indian politics?
No, but I don't think, ever since its inception, Kejriwal has ever made its displeasure or not towing the Hindutva line in any which way. And I honestly don't think that, in the last 7-8 years, Kejriwal has been pretty vocal about when it comes to Hinduism, when it comes to catering to Hindu gods, Hindu religious motifs and all. He has not done it. If you remember last time, he was very clear, मैं हनुमान जी का भक्त हूँ, मैं प्रभु श्री राम दिल्ली पे कृपा करे. He was pretty open and vocal about it. So I don't understand why there is going to be a problem or there is a talk of shifting gears. There is no shifting gears. And the photograph which you are talking about is not for Uttar Pradesh. It is for Delhi and Punjab.
I think let me put it this way, that there is a political mainstreaming of Hindutva politics. When Mohan Bhagwat held his 3-day session in 2018, number of discussion took place. He said we don't distinguish between Hinduism and Hindutva, and Rahul Gandhi said that there is a difference between Hinduism and Hindutva. I think today the debate rests with RSS. Hindutva has become the national mainstream. It is in that mainstream that you have debates on culture and nationalism, and those who don't realize it will perish in Indian politics as marginal players. Thank you all of you for joining me in this debate. But news and other stories will continue on the other side.
It's probably the best kept secret in India.
Family-owned business, which has been extremely clinical in their approach. They have not hesitated ever to kill their darlings.
Typical to a South Indian business empire, I think they've shunned the limelight, almost deliberately.
In our previous episode, we took you around the city where we witnessed the chaos of Bengaluru's roads, the frustration of commuters and the everyday battle of a Bengalurian.
We are travelling again from